All right, next up, let's take a look at gold. I want to look at crypto as well. I have a bunch of crypto trades levels that I'm actually looking to buy at. So again, contrary to popular belief, I am not an all-time bear. Bottom line is, I'm a trader. So when the charts tell me to be bearish, I'm bearish. When the charts tell me to be bullish, I'm bullish. And ultimately, there are some levels I'm watching on crypto that are actually getting intriguing. Yes, I have a short signal out on Bitcoin. We're in the money on that. Same thing on Ethereum, in the money on that. But there will be levels I cover, and then I flip it to the long side, and then I'll flip it to the short side again. Again, like I said at the beginning, I can make 100 times more money than a buy and hold investor.
Bitcoin is entering a new speculation cycle typical of a bull run, a new analysis says. In a tweet on May 16th, Philip Swift, creator of data resource Look Into Bitcoin and co-founder of trading suite Decent Trader, revealed history repeating itself according to the Rho-DL ratio metric. Rho-DL ratio is a method of tracking BTC price behavior based on the realized price of the supply, the price at which coins last moved. Now, with speculative activity seemingly increasing, he believes that a new bull cycle is already underway. When I created the Bitcoin Rho-DL ratio indicator in 2020, one thing that struck me was how it showed a new bull run forming, when the ratio value of younger coins began to increase. Which is where we are right now, he commented. Don't panic about small price pullbacks. Zoom out. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, Gareth Soloway shares his analysis of the markets for May. Also, he talks about his prediction for Bitcoin and gold in 2023.
What we have here, guys, here's your Bitcoin chart, all right? Now, I'm going to move this trend line. I want to show you the trend line I'm following here. This is the one I've been talking about now quite a bit. What we do is we just put a trend line right there. What we can clearly see pivot low right through here, and then it went right through that top. To me, this is a bear flag on Bitcoin. Bear flag on Bitcoin starting to inch lower. Now, notice how bank stocks are up today and Bitcoin is down a little bit. That makes sense. Remember what happened when banks were collapsing. Banks collapsing, Bitcoin went up. So you're seeing the same pattern take place here where they trade inverse. All right, now again, the bear flag to me has me positioning for a target of around 24,800 to 24,000 as a first target range. So I'm still in the camp that this is going lower. I was the only one or one of the only ones out there. Maybe there was one more person in the universe saying 30,500 would be the resistance and the pullback. That was obviously dead on, folks. Again, you have to be blind not to see that was a dead on call there. Now I'm saying that, again, we are still going to head lower, but the next stopping point is right in the 24 to 25,000 range. Now, like I said, there are levels where I would start to go long. For me, where am I looking to potentially go long? Very simply put, if we bring a trend line right up here, you're looking at around 23,000. 23,000 would be an opportunity for me on the long side. And again, that's where I would start. So yeah, first target's 24 to 25, but ultimately, if we flush enough, I'm going to look to go long for a bounce. Now again, please understand, I'm not a long-term investor yet in Bitcoin. Yeah, I have a tiny hodl position that I bought back in the 17,000 range. We talked about that when it happened. But again, that's only a tiny position. It wasn't what I intended to accumulate. Based on the charts, this is still a bear market rally. Now, again, I know your heartstrings, your gut, everything might tell you otherwise because you go on Twitter and you go on social media and you're so influenced by the influencers out there that you just can't hold your horses and you think it's a new bull market. Charts to me are everything. You guys can do that if you want. I'm fine with that. I look at the charts because I've made more money following the charts than really anyone in this day and age, right? I mean, I'm a chart guy. You guys know that. I'm neither emotional, I'm neither bullish nor bearish. It's just a matter of the levels.
Bitcoin and Ether stand unwavering, shrugging off the potential turbulence from the U.S. debt ceiling negotiations and its ripple effects on crypto. In the U.S., debt ceiling negotiations continue, with President Biden declaring that the country will not default on its debt. On one hand, crypto doesn't seem to care. With liquidity as tight as it is, it takes a lot to move markets. And this just isn't it. Bitcoin bears will try to take advantage of the negative regulatory environment and uncertainty caused by the risk of the U.S. Treasury running out of funds as the debt ceiling approaches. Such a pessimistic scenario partially explains why some Bitcoin traders decided to reduce exposure over the past couple of weeks.
Gold. I've been saying for this, I talked about this in last week's game plan. Gold is going to come back to this level right here. You're looking around 1925. All right, it kind of double topped. We hit the all-time high level on gold. Then it's rolled over yesterday. My guess is you have a little bit of support around 1970 right down here, right? So again, if we zoom in a little bit, I want to show you this. See all these lows right here? That's going to be support. So again, that'll be a little bit of support. I would call that a minor level of support. And then ultimately, you're looking for a move lower into this level. Once we get to about 1925-ish, give or take, that's where I start accumulating a long position on gold, probably buying some minors as well. If we look at the GDX, take a look at this chart. So this chart's starting to break lower here below this little pivot. You still have a lot of support right over here. For me, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right here. Where do I go for a potential buying opportunity? Take these lows right here, extend this line right out below that pivot. So again, pivot to pivot. This is by the way, drawing trend lines is not hard to do. Anyone can do it. It just takes a little patience to kind of get it down. But all I'm doing is connecting. Do you guys remember the kids' game, Connect the Dots? Back in the day, you could connect it out. You see, oh, it's now a picture of something, whatever. Same kind of deal here. Relatively simple. So pivot low to pivot low to pivot low. My buy level on the GDX becomes around $29.60, $29.60. In general, what we want to do is we want to find a confluence of levels. So again, one trend line is great. You probably get a 70% probability that you'll bounce off that trend line. I like greater than 70% personally. I want to win 80% of the time. How do I do 80%? Find 2 or 3 factors, 2 or 3 levels. Check this out. Connect that high right down here and look at what you get. 2 levels coming together around this 29.60 area, 29.70, we'll call it, whatever it may be. That, to me, now all of a sudden boosts the probabilities. If price on GDX comes into that level, the probabilities are now 80% or greater that it bounces. Notice it's not 100%, right? There's so many investors out there, and usually the newbies that think like, you know, you invest in here, it's 100% going to win. That doesn't happen. Anyone who tells you they don't have losses is BSing you. I have losses. Everyone does. It's about how often do you win. Out of every 100 times, are you winning 70 times, 80 times, 90 times? That's the question, right? You need to be better than 50%. That's about the bottom line. But ultimately, if you're going to be in the 60% range, you've got to manage your losses really, really carefully. Otherwise, you're still going to be a losing trader. All right? So I still manage my losses relatively well, but I can give them more leeway because my win rate is 80% or greater. Just the bottom line on that.
So, what are your thoughts? Is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.